I watch as the taillights of my own car pull away from the curb, Lena behind the wheel. Ryan, my supposed friend, settles into the passenger seat, flashing a smug look back towards the restaurant, towards where he thinks I'm still standing, bewildered. He doesn't see me, tucked back in the recessed doorway of the closed shop next door. He wouldn't expect me to be anywhere but right where Lena left me, hunched against the downpour. Because this has happened before. The memory hits, sharp and disorienting, like a phantom limb twitching. Waking up 3 years ago. Not in the sleek, minimalist apartment Lena had picked out, but in my cramped, messy bachelor pad overlooking a noisy street, my head pounding, not from the cheap whiskey I'd drunk the night before this time, but from the impossible influx of memories. Memories of a future that hadn't happened yet. A future where Lena's casual betrayals escalated, where Ryan's ambition consumed everything, where I ended up losing her, my job, my friends, my self-respect. Waking up 3 years in the past, heart hammering against my ribs, gasping for air, burdened with the crushing weight of knowing exactly how it all falls apart. And knowing this exact moment, this rain-soaked curb, this car driving away, was one of the key turning points. Just moments ago, Lena had rolled down the passenger window, rain splattering her perfect makeup. "Noah, honey, Ryan's place is soaked. His ceiling's leaking like crazy. It's on my way anyway." A blatant lie. His apartment was miles in the opposite direction. "I'll just drop him off real quick and come right back for you, okay? 20 minutes tops." She'd flashed that brilliant, reassuring smile. The same smile, the same lie. In my first life, I believed her. I stood right here, under the inadequate awning of the restaurant, shivering, checking my watch every 2 minutes. 20 minutes stretched into 30, then an hour, then 2. She never came back. My calls went straight to voicemail. I eventually took a ridiculously expensive cab home, numb with dawning suspicion and humiliation. Tonight, as the red glow of my taillights disappears around the corner, a slow, cold smile touches my lips. Let them go. Let them think I'm the same trusting fool. Let them have their stolen moments, their shared laughter at my expense. They have no idea that their betrayal tonight isn't the start of my downfall. It's the trigger for the final act of a plan I set in motion the moment I woke up in the past. They think they're leaving me stranded. They have no idea I walked away from them years ago, metaphorically speaking. Tonight, I just make it literal. The rain feels different this time. Not miserable. Cleansing. Lena. We met at a marketing conference, sparks flying over lukewarm coffee and stale pastries. 3 years together. She's vibrant, ambitious, climbs the corporate ladder with ruthless charm. People are drawn to her energy, her confidence. But underneath, there's a constant, gnawing need for admiration, for validation. She collects attention like trophies. My steady, unwavering love became comfortable, predictable, not enough of a thrill. She needed the ego boost of juggling admirers, the drama of clandestine meetings, the power trip of knowing she could manipulate situations, manipulate me, and get away with it. Her charm isn't warmth. It's a tool. And Ryan, college roommate. We were supposed to be like brothers, but there was always a current of competition running beneath the surface, mostly from his side. He envied my easy grades, my knack for coding, the way Lena seemed to adore me at first. He saw my life not as something to respect, but something to conquer. He wanted my job security, even though he pretended to disdain my boring corporate path. And he definitely wanted my girlfriend. In the first timeline, he chipped away at Lena's loyalty, playing the sympathetic ear, feeding her insecurities about my lack of drive, positioning himself as the exciting alternative. He wasn't just stealing my girlfriend. He was trying to steal my life. Then there's Chris, Lena's older brother. Works in finance, exudes smug entitlement. He never thought I was good enough for his precious sister. Too quiet, not from the right background, didn't make enough money, initially. He'd make subtle digs disguised as jokes, constantly comparing me unfavorably to Lena's exes or his own successful buddies. While pretending to be a supportive friend to me, offering advice, he was actively whispering doubts in Lena's ear, encouraging her to keep her options open, reminding her of her market value. He wanted her paired with someone who boosted the family's social standing, and I didn't fit the bill. At work, the obstacle was Valerie, my direct supervisor at Tech Solutions, Inc., ambitious, territorial, and deeply insecure about her own position. She met Lena at a company picnic, charmed instantly by Lena's practiced effervescence. Suddenly, my project proposals hit roadblocks. My contributions were credited to the team, or subtly shifted towards colleagues Valerie favored, and I was consistently overlooked for development opportunities. Valerie saw aligning with Lena, and by extension, the people Lena knew socially, like Ryan, who worked at a partner company, as politically advantageous. Undermining me became passive-aggressive sport for her. Completing the toxic quintet was Maya, Lena's best friend, our shared confidant. The one I poured my heart out to in the first timeline when I started suspecting things were wrong. She listened with wide, sympathetic eyes, patted my hand, told me I was imagining things. Lena's just stressed, Noah. Ryan's just a friend. You need to trust her more. All the while, she knew. She was Lena's alibi, her enabler, sometimes even helping coordinate the logistics of the affair. She enjoyed the drama, the proximity to the secret, playing the loyal friend to both sides while quietly relishing the power it gave her. These five. My girlfriend, my best friend, her brother, my boss, her best friend, a constellation of betrayal. They created a fog of gaslighting around me in that first life. Lena's lies, Ryan's manipulations, Chris's undermining, Valerie's sabotage, Maya's false reassurances. They made me question my own intuition, my own worth. Am I too sensitive? Am I paranoid? Am I not ambitious enough? Not supportive enough? The original trauma wasn't just standing in the rain. It was the weeks that followed. The slow, agonizing discovery of the depth of the affair. Finding incriminating emails. Piecing together the lies. And the worst part? When I finally confronted them, our shared friend group largely sided with them. Lena painted me as jealous, controlling. Ryan played the victim of circumstance. Chris rallied support for his sister. Maya tutted sympathetically about how I'd pushed Lena away. I was isolated, discredited, made to feel like the bad guy for discovering their treachery. It wasn't just a breakup. It was a demolition of my social reality. Now, watching the rain slick the empty street where my car used to be, I feel none of that old confusion or pain, just clarity. I see them all for who they are, their motivations laid bare by the harsh light of foreknowledge. They think they're manipulating the same naive Noah. They have no idea they're merely actors playing out their assigned roles in my carefully orchestrated final act. The first real opportunity to subtly shift the board comes a month after I wake up, in the past. Tech Solutions throws its annual holiday party, a forced march of cheap sparkling wine and awkward small talk. Lena is holding court, charming a circle of senior managers. Ryan is schmoozing nearby. I'm presenting a minor project update later in the evening. During my brief presentation, Lena, standing near the front, makes a point of asking a dismissive question about my methodology, then immediately follows up by loudly praising Ryan's earlier, and frankly mediocre, presentation on market synergy, or some such nonsense. Ryan's approach was just so much more dynamic, don't you think? She says, looking around for agreement. It's a small, public assertion of where her loyalties lie, designed to subtly diminish me. Old Noah would have flushed, stammered a defense, felt humiliated. New Noah smiles easily. Different approaches for different problems, Lena, I say lightly. Later, I find Ryan by the bar. Hey man, congrats on the presentation. Really creative angle on synergy. I clap him on the shoulder, projecting oblivious goodwill. Let him think I'm still the harmless, non-threatening friend. My real move comes the next Monday. I request a discreet meeting with David Chen, Valerie's boss, the VP of Product Development. I come prepared, not with accusations, but with data. Meticulously documented instances over the past year, information gleaned from my future memories of Valerie's patterns, showing a clear pattern. Projects I initiated being reassigned, key contributions of mine omitted from reports signed off by Valerie, credit for successful launches disproportionately attributed to Valerie's favored team members, including tangential involvement from Lena's division via cross-functional projects. I present it coolly, factually, framing it as a concern about process and team recognition, not a personal vendetta. Chen, a sharp, no-nonsense executive I knew from the future was fair but demanding, listens intently. He asks pointed questions. He reviews the documentation. 2 days later, whispers circulate. Valerie has been placed under formal performance review. Her projects, including those involving Lena's marketing team, are suddenly subject to intense scrutiny from Chen's office. The buffer of Valerie's favoritism is gone. Tension flares between Valerie and Lena, who now finds her own work being judged on merit, not charm. This quiet competence doesn't go unnoticed. Chen starts assigning me small but critical tasks directly. And then there's Claire Dubois, CEO of Innovatech, a major competitor to Tech Solutions, but also a silent partner in a venture capital firm Chen respects. She attends a high-level strategy meeting I'm unexpectedly invited to observe. Our eyes meet across the boardroom table. There's a flicker of recognition. Not just that she knows who I am, but something deeper, stranger. She asks me a surprisingly insightful question about my sidelined project, showing an uncanny familiarity with its potential. An unexpected, intriguing alliance begins to form, purely professional, for now. Sensing a shift, a subtle emotional withdrawal she can't quite pinpoint. I'm polite, affectionate, but the old, desperate-to-please energy is gone. Lena ramps up the perfect girlfriend act. Surprise fancy dinners, planning weekend getaways, over-the-top affection in front of friends, guilty compensation. She needs to ensure her safe option remains secure while she plays the field. I accept graciously, playing my part, while meticulously documenting every promise, every interaction. My hidden preparation continues, polishing my resume, reviving dormant connections on LinkedIn, taking online courses in emerging tech fields I know will boom, building my escape route, brick by digital brick. Late one night, Lena leaves her phone on the charger in the living room while she takes a long bath. It buzzes. A text notification lights up the screen. Sender, Ryan. Message. Still thinking about last night. Incredible. Deja vu hits hard. It's the exact message, identical wording, that I found in the first timeline, the one that ripped the blindfold from my eyes back then. My hand hovers over the phone. Old Noah would have felt sick, confronted her immediately, demanded answers through tears. New Noah picks up his own phone, opens the camera, takes a clear, time-stamped photo of Lena's screen displaying Ryan's message, saves it securely. Then, carefully, he puts her phone back exactly where it was. He doesn't confront, he collects evidence. The first loop closes not with a bang, but with the quiet click of a shutter. The dynamic shifts subtly. With Valerie under scrutiny, Lena leans more heavily on Ryan, both for professional commiseration and personal validation. Their late nights working increase. The perfect opportunity to escalate my plan comes during a weekend cabin trip with our core friend group. Saturday afternoon, Lena and Ryan volunteer to go into the nearby town for supplies. They disappear for nearly 4 hours, returning flushed and flustered with a flimsy story about getting lost on a back road and having car trouble. The groceries are minimal. Old Noah would have simmered with suspicion, maybe picked a fight later. New Noah plays the concerned boyfriend, fussing over Lena, accepting their story with apparent relief. Later that evening, huddled around the bonfire, I pull Maya aside, Lena's supposed best friend. "Hey, Maya," I begin, injecting fake vulnerability into my voice. "Can I ask you something? Maybe I'm being paranoid. But Lena seems distant lately, and her and Ryan, they spend so much time together. Do you think... Is there something I should be worried about?" I watch her face carefully. She adopts her familiar, sympathetic expression. "Oh, Noah," she sighs, patting my arm. "You know how stressed Lena is with the Valerie situation. Ryan's just being a supportive friend. Don't read too much into it. Honestly, she talks about you all the time. She's crazy about you." Perfect. Exactly as predicted. Maya will report back to Lena immediately. Noah's feeling insecure, getting a bit jealous, but totally clueless about anything real. He just needs some reassurance. This confirms to Lena that I'm safely oblivious, making her bolder in her carelessness. My background maneuver involves Claire Dubois. After the initial boardroom meeting, we connect cautiously. She's brilliant, direct, intimidatingly perceptive. She reveals her VC firm is actively looking to fund disruptive tech in my specific area of expertise. She offers me a position, not at Innovatech, but leading a new, stealth startup funded entirely by her firm. The offer is incredibly generous, almost too good to be true. But there are conditions attached, vague references to shared goals, and trust based on unique circumstances that I don't fully understand yet. Intrigued, sensing this is more than just a job offer, I accept. We begin working together discreetly, evenings and weekends, building the foundations of the new company. Within the friend group, I start subtly sowing seeds of doubt about Ryan. Not accusations, just highlighting inconsistencies. "Wait, Ryan, didn't you say your car had a flat tire last week? How'd you drive to the game then?" "Huh, Lena mentioned you were swamped with the Miller report all weekend. Ryan, but you told me you were hiking up north?" Small jabs, phrased innocently, that make others pause, exchange glances, chipping away at his credibility, using his own lies against him. The crisis moment arrives at Lena's birthday dinner, hosted at a trendy downtown restaurant. I've prepared a slideshow of photos, a year with Lena. Mostly innocent shots, group photos, vacation pics. But strategically interspersed are a few candid photos taken over the past months. One shows my car parked outside Ryan's apartment late at night. On a date, Lena claimed she was working late at the office. Another, a group shot from a concert, catches Lena and Ryan in the background, heads close together, intimately talking, during a time they both claimed to be stuck in separate client meetings. I click through the slideshow innocently, narrating fondly. When those specific photos appear, there's a sudden awkward silence. Lena freezes. Ryan shifts uncomfortably. Then Chris, Lena's brother, jumps in, trying to cover. "Oh yeah, that concert!" He laughs, a little too loudly. "Lena had to meet Ryan there afterwards to pass off some urgent work files. Crazy deadline." His attempt to provide an alibi inadvertently reveals his own knowledge, his complicity. Maya shoots him a warning look. The rest of the friends exchange uneasy glances. The carefully constructed facade cracks visibly. Sensing the ground shifting, perhaps feeling my calculated distance more acutely after the birthday dinner awkwardness, Lena pushes for another romantic getaway. Just us, Noah, like the old days. We need to reconnect. She spins promises of prioritizing our relationship, talks about a future together, mimics the exact reconciliation script she used in the first timeline after similar moments of tension. I agree, playing the mollified boyfriend, while knowing it's just another performance. During this period, my discreet work with Claire intensifies. One late night, reviewing complex code, she pauses, looking at me intently. "You process information incredibly quickly, Noah," she remarks casually. "Almost like you've seen some of these challenges before." My heart stutters. "And you adapt to setbacks with unusual calm, like you know they're just temporary." She holds my gaze. "It's a rare quality. Reminds me of me, after my owner set." Reset. The word hangs in the air. It's the first concrete hint. She knows, or suspects. The conditions of her offer, the unique circumstances. Was this it? Is Claire like me? A fellow traveler in this bizarre temporal loop? The second loop closes on a wave of adrenaline and dawning, terrifying possibility. And so, we arrive back here. Tonight. The rain, the restaurant, the lie, history repeating itself with chilling fidelity. Lena driving off with Ryan in my car, leaving me on the curb. The final betrayal, played out exactly as I remembered, exactly as I'd anticipated. But this time there's no waiting, no shivering in misery. As soon as their taillights vanish, I pull out my phone. Not to call Lena, not to rage or plead. I open a rideshare app. 5 minutes later, a sleek black car pulls up. I slide into the back seat, giving the driver an address across town, the gleaming office tower where Claire's VC firm occupies the top floors. I glance back at the empty, rain-slicked spot under the restaurant awning where old Noah stood for 2 miserable hours. A sense of profound liberation washes over me. I'm off the board. I'm not playing their game anymore. The next morning, the city wakes up to news that explodes across financial websites and tech blogs. Stealth startup Phoenix Project, acquired by tech giant Synapse Corp for estimated $300 million. The article features a photo. Me, standing beside a smiling Claire Dubois, shaking hands with the Synapse CEO. The Phoenix Project, the app we'd been building in secret for months, leveraging my insights and Claire's resources, is a revolutionary platform designed to streamline exactly the kind of marketing analytics Lena's company specializes in, rendering their current model obsolete. My name, Noah Vance, previously a mid-level programmer at Tech Solutions, is suddenly linked to a 9-figure acquisition. Flashbacks surface as I read the news. Claire beside me, handing me coffee in her stunning penthouse office. The late nights coding, the strategy sessions, the thrill of building something new, something mine. The quiet trust growing between us, blooming into something more than business. Discovering our shared secret. The rebirth. Claire's owner set happened 5 years before mine, triggered by a different betrayal, a different loss. She'd recognized the signs in me, the uncanny foresight, the drive mixed with weariness. "We're rare, Noah," she'd explained. "Travelers, given a chance to rewrite our stories. I decided my second act would be about building, not brooding, and helping others like us, if I found them. Our partnership wasn't just about tech, it was about healing, about building a future on a foundation of truth only we could fully understand. The power inversion is complete, public, and devastating for my antagonists. My hidden success, built in the shadows while they thought I was oblivious, is now front-page news. The timing is exquisite. Simultaneously, the social media sphere ignites. The acquisition photos go viral within my old social and professional circles. People connect the dots. Noah Vance, the quiet guy Lena was dating, is suddenly a tech multimillionaire, partnered with the powerful Claire Dubois. Coinciding with this, fueled by the awkwardness of the birthday dinner and the cabin trip, whispers about Lena and Ryan's affair finally break containment. People start sharing stories, comparing notes, Chris's clumsy cover-up attempts adding fuel to the fire. The narrative flips completely. I'm not the dumped, oblivious fool. I'm the guy who quietly built an empire while his girlfriend was cheating. Lena panics. Her professional reputation is threatened by my app's success. Her personal life is imploding under the weight of exposure. Her carefully constructed world is crumbling. Believing her only path back is through me. Through reclaiming the stable option she discarded, she arranges a meeting. She texts, pleading, asking to meet at our spot, the cafe where we had our first date. She wants to talk, to explain, to confess, to win me back. She's setting the stage for her final, desperate performance. Let her. I'm ready. The cafe is buzzing with the usual mid-morning crowd. Our old friends, the ones who hadn't already awkwardly distanced themselves after the news broke, are gathered at a large table, summoned by Lena for moral support, or perhaps as witnesses to her grand gesture. She sits in the middle, looking pale but determined, clutching a coffee cup. Ryan hovers nearby, looking lost. Chris stands protectively behind his sister's chair. Maya offers sympathetic glances. Lena sees me enter and stands up, her eyes locking onto mine. She launches into an emotional, tearful apology. How she was lost, confused, how Ryan manipulated her, a convenient revision. How the pressures from work and her family clouded her judgment. How seeing my success, seeing what she threw away, made her realize I was the only one she ever truly loved. It's a compelling performance, hitting all the expected notes of remorse and regret. She ends with a hopeful plea, reaching a hand towards me. Noah, please, can we start again? I know I don't deserve it, but... Her voice trails off as someone steps up beside me. Claire. Elegant, composed, radiating an effortless authority that makes Lena's drama feel suddenly cheap. Claire slips her arm through mine. Lena, I say, my voice calm, steady, carrying easily in the suddenly quiet cafe. I appreciate the apology, but I think you and everyone here should know. I look around the table, meeting each of their eyes. Claire Dubois isn't just my business partner. I turn slightly towards Claire, a genuine smile touching my lips. She's the woman I love. We're building a future together. The air crackles. Lena stares, aghast. Chris sputters. Ryan flinches as if struck. Maya's jaw drops. The public apology, designed for reconciliation, becomes the scene of Lena's ultimate public rejection. The fallout is immediate. Professionally, Lena's position becomes untenable. Her company is scrambling to compete with my startup's platform, and her affair being public knowledge shreds her credibility. Ryan, already sidelined, finds himself completely ostracized. Their affair isn't just gossip. It's a known fact that reflects poorly on their judgment and trustworthiness. Chris tries one last intervention, catching me outside the cafe. Noah, listen, don't do this. Think about Lena. Our family has connections. We can help you. Smooth things over. Chris, I cut him off, my voice cold. Your family's connections mean nothing to me, and your attempts to sabotage my relationship with Lena in both timelines are duly noted. I walk away, leaving him speechless. Over the next few days, I grant final audiences. To Ryan, I calmly explain I knew about his envy, his manipulations, his attempts to steal my ideas and my relationship from the beginning of this timeline. His desperate offer to disappear, to publicly confess, is met with utter indifference. Your confession changes nothing for me, Ryan. Do whatever you feel you need to do. To Valerie, I confirm I knew she deliberately hindered my career to curry favor. To Maya, I reveal I knew her sympathetic ear was a facade masking her complicity. I present snippets of evidence where necessary. The photo of the text message, time-stamped emails, documented instances. Not to argue, but simply to confirm. Their denials crumble. Their betrayals, in both timelines, are laid bare. My last conversation is with Lena. She's stripped of artifice, genuinely broken. The apology this time feels different. Raw, filled with self-awareness, acknowledging her patterns of manipulation and insecurity without excuses. It's the kind of breakthrough old Noah might have desperately hoped for. But new Noah listens patiently, compassionately even. Lena, I say softly when she's finished, I believe you're truly sorry now. And I hope you find a way to heal, to be happy. But for me, that rainstorm, standing on that curb watching you drive away with him, that wasn't the beginning of my heartbreak this time. It was the moment of absolute clarity. The moment I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that walking away and never looking back was the only path forward for me. My refusal isn't harsh. It's not about retribution. It's the peaceful, definitive closing of a door. A final no delivered not in anger, but from a place of healed certainty. My second chance wasn't about destroying her. It was about saving myself. 1 year later, the cafe confrontation feels like a distant echo. Life has moved forward, fast and bright. Phoenix Innovations, the company Claire and I built, is now a major player, lauded for its technology, and more importantly to us, its culture. We prioritize transparency, respect, work-life balance, all the things lacking in the environments that bred the betrayals of our past lives. It's demanding, yes, but deeply fulfilling. We're having coffee on the balcony of our penthouse apartment. The city stretches out below us, a sprawling tapestry of lights and energy. Our partnership extends seamlessly from the boardroom to our home life. It's built on radical honesty, shared ambition, intellectual sparks, and a deep, quiet understanding forged in the crucible of our shared rebirth experience. Claire is the only person I've told the full story to. The waking up, the memories, the calculated steps. She shared her own story, her own set. There's an incredible peace in being fully known, fully understood without reservation or fear of judgment. The wounds from the first timeline, the phantom aches of betrayal, have faded, replaced by the strength of our shared present. We saw Lena briefly at a tech expo in Singapore a few months ago. She was across the hall, presenting at a smaller booth. She looked diminished. Professional, but the spark was gone. Our eyes met for a fraction of a second. Regret was plain on her face. I offered a small, neutral nod, then turned back to Claire. No malice, no triumph, just indifference. Her path is hers to walk. Mine is here, beside the woman who saw me, truly saw me, and helped me build this new reality. Standing in that rain a second time wasn't a curse. It was a gift. It wasn't about the humiliation. It was about the choice. The choice to not wait. The choice to walk away immediately, definitively, into the future I was already building. It wasn't an act of revenge that freed me, but the act of choosing myself. Claire refills my coffee cup, her smile warm. We talk about plans, expanding into the Asian market, a potential new research division, a trip to Patagonia we've been planning. Later tonight, after our dinner reservations, I have another plan. In my pocket, nestled in a velvet box, is a ring, a custom design, something that reflects Claire's unique brilliance and strength. Starting a family, building a life beyond just work. It feels right, natural, exciting. as the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the cityscape, painting the sky in hues of orange and violet. Claire leans her head on my shoulder. The city lights begin to twinkle below us, a million points of possibility. We stand in comfortable silence, watching the day end and the night begin, fully present in the bright, expansive future we didn't just stumble upon, but consciously, deliberately created together.